rotaryshelters@gmail.com.
rotaryshelters@gmail.com.
The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time.
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered. Visit cineco.ky for your quote today.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your host, Charles Glidden.
It's open line right here on Talk Today, so pick up the phone and let's chat. Let me know what matters to you. Talk Today next right here on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for tuning in. I hope your day is going well. Everything smooth sailing. You can't beat that, right? And I hope you're enjoying a good lunch. Yeah, because that always makes the day even sweeter when you can have a good lunch. And we're freestyling here again today. It's open line, so you can pick up the phone and we can chat about whatever you'd like to chat about, whatever's important to you, what matters to you. And the Atlantic has become a bit more active with some disturbed weather conditions, but not worried too much about it. And those areas of disturbed weather could develop from what the Hurricane Center is saying. But our bodyguard, El Nino, is on duty. So hopefully the Caribbean remains quiet for now. But, still got a long ways to go in the season. But they said this is like the strongest El Nino, for some time, if not the strongest. So maybe we will be lucky and, have a really quiet season. Seems we have a rogue critter on the loose along 7 Mile Beach. There was another incident where yet another visitor was bitten while swimming in the vicinity of Governor's Beach. And a press release from the government says the Department of Environment and the police are teaming up to remove the fish from the area. Now, a lot of people are saying it's a barracuda, which is logical to assume that it is, because they are aggressive, no doubt about it, But that's not certain. The press release from the government, called it a fish. So who knows? But apparently a plan is in action now. They are trying to put something together with the police and the Department of Environment, and they're going to remove the fish from the area. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how they go about that. I mean, is it just one barracuda there? I don't know. They're going to say, is it you? Is it you? But I guess whatever barracuda they see, they're going to take it out. But a lot of people talking about it. It's interesting if it is a barracuda. Interesting that no Caymanians have been bitten so far. But Barras probably think about Caymanians the same way we think about them. Tasty, but if you get the wrong one, they'll poison you. A lot of people are asking if these two two ladies, I think, did they have on jewelry, because that's always the number one rule, swimming around the Cayman waters. Take off the jewelry, because they go after anything that's glittering. That's a target for them. But they seem to be trying to rectify the whole situation by finding that rogue fish and removing it. But whatever kind of fish it is, it looks to me like it's getting a taste for human, right? That reminds me of the one and only Ed Bush, one of our on-air talent during back in the day, I should say. Back in the day, Ed Bush. Ed was down in Barbados, probably on one of his football trips, right? And so he was sitting in the restaurant, and so they brought him a meal, and so Ed says, "What is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's shark." Ed says, "Shark? No, I'm from Cayman. We don't eat shark. Shark eats us." So we can't be eating shark. But let's hope that clears up, because we can't get a bad reputation for 7 Mile Beach, right? But on a more serious note, I've seen some speculation by people about why they think it's happening. And I know one of the theories is the overfishing of the smaller reef fish, right? Because we do have people who will eat those small reef fish. And there's been a lot of, talk about how much depletion has happened over the years as far as those small reef fish. And I've seen some postings that are saying that because the population has dwindled of those reef fish, that now fish like barracuda, are looking for prey. And you're out there swimming, and maybe you got some jewelry on, and they're hungry, they want food, and so they go after a foot, or and bite the human. But would be interesting to see what the theory is as far as why this has happened twice now in a very short span of time, because this is something that we don't really hear about. I mean, this is, just thinking about it, I can't, recall any other incident. There probably has been, but it's not something that happens on an everyday, occurrence. So it really is a rare incident, and to have two of them, in a matter of days, begs the question of why. Why is this happening? Well, I see, we were talking about this yesterday, and I see an article this morning about phones banned in the schools. So all the kiddies now, I guess it's just government schools. Yeah, system-wide, no schools on campus. And that's probably a good thing. Yeah. You take your child to school, you know where they are, right? And school is supposed to be a safe environment, so and I'm sure the school has the numbers of parents if there's any kind of emergency or anything that the parents needs to be contacted, because as we've talked about so many times here on this show, kids and phones, it's like, it is an addiction. You watch kids with their phone, and it's like there's never a moment that they're not monitoring it. It's like that important message might come through any time now, and I have to be able to react to it. It's code red. I'm standing by to get that very important message so that I can, swing into action and do what I have to do. But it's amazing when you watch teenagers with a phone, the amount of energy that is put into that. And in a classroom with 30 kids, who's listening to the teacher and who's on, TikTok, right? Yeah, very easy to, sneak that in while the teacher's up there trying to teach you something, and you're looking at TikTok. So good move there as far as, banning these phones, these devices as they call them, from the campuses of government schools. Maybe you have some thoughts on that. You can let us all know. It's 12:30. That means I got to take a break, and I think we have a caller on the line. I'll be right with you after we get back.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways. Offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise motorists traveling along Boilers Road, Georgetown, of traffic disruption and phased partial road closure beginning Monday 31st August with anticipated completion by Friday 2nd October. Traffic disruptions will occur between 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on weekdays only over the course of the planned works. This work involves installing a 12-inch pipeline along Boilers Road as part of our new works pipe laying program. The upgrade will improve operational efficiency and emergency response capabilities. Throughout the work, residents and motorists will have partial access to Boilers Road. Local access only, no through traffic in phases. Phase 1, Monday 31st August to Friday 11th September. Access to Boilers Road from Walkers Road only, no through traffic to Seafarers Way, up to the Kirk Marine parking lot. Access to Boilers Road from Seafarers Way will be closed during this phase. Phase 2, Monday 14th September to Friday 2nd October. Access to Boilers Road from Seafarers Way only, no through traffic to Walkers Road, up to the Kirk Marine parking lot. Access to Boilers Road from Walkers Road will be closed during this phase. The above phase dates are estimates and are subject to change. Temporary road signs will be in place to guide traffic safely around the works. Heavy equipment will be present on the road throughout the work, and all motorists are advised to drive cautiously to ensure their safety and that of Water Authority crews. The Water Authority thanks residents and motorists for their patience as we work to improve water infrastructure.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. 50 years of history, culture, sports, special events, news, music, and more. Your official voice for 50 years. Building up the Cayman Islands, we're here for you. The voice of the Cayman Islands, Radio Cayman. Happy 50th anniversary from JJ the Iceman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are having open line here, and you are welcome to call. Numbers to reach us, 1-800-534-8255, courtesy of Flo. You can also reach the studio on 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp 925-3261. And we have some calls on the line, so let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Mr. Charlo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to ask you something, Mr. Charlo. I don't know if you might be able to. I don't want to go too far right now. We'll see how things go, but
where are you taking me?
When in law, when it concerns law, when, for example, you get the wrong dose of medicine, what do you call that?
If you're given the wrong dose?
And you got the evidence.
Well, malpractice.
That's what I was checking on the internet, just some medical malpractice.
If it was done in a negligent manner, or,
I tell you, boy. Well, I've heard a lot of stories, and I've seen some things, and to be quite honest, I was telling you a couple of days ago that I'm a poor man. But some things need to be in the proper order. You know, because I mean, certain types of I don't want to talk about it because I don't know what might happen. What?
Yeah, well, you don't want to accuse anyone of malpractice on the air. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you mean on air? No. I don't want to talk too much about it, even on air. But I didn't say it was who or what, But
that maybe you should, if that has happened to you, maybe you need to speak to whoever it is that has, prescribed the medicine for you.
And then they tell you sorry and just sorry.
Well, or you can try and get some kind of legal advice. But I think that's as far as we can go with that.
I think I need to be in better shape. I mean, there's different ways to be poor. You can be poor in health, finances. You can be poor educationally and socially. But I need to be in better shape, Mr. Charles.
And what, you think it's something that you have been given, wrong medicine, that why you're not in shape?
No. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that I like I said, I don't want to say it too much. You know what I mean, Mr. Charlo? I don't like to make people look bad, but
well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you seek out the Cayman Islands Legal Assistance Clinic? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I've been around a bit, so.
Okay, but they help people who can't afford to go to a big lawyer, and they can give you some advice.
You're right.
All right.
You're right about that, Mr. Charlo.
All right. Well, you take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
And I think we have another caller there. Yeah. So, good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Charlo, and many blessings to you and the staff of Radio Cayman.
And to you, Ma'am.
I thank you so much. About the classrooms and I didn't get, I only came up on the end of it. I just heard the last speaker, but the last caller, but
the phones in schools?
The schools and class. If I'm not mistaken, some years ago, Juliana did the same thing, or one of our leaders did the same thing. Took the phones of the classrooms, the short uniforms with the uniforms, and the proper dress and stuff like that.
I remember somebody did that. Yeah,
and we as Caymanians, some people made a fuss about that, how far she can go or how far this person's gonna go. And
was it Sir Alden?
Could have been him or Miss Juliana. I'm not too sure. But anyway, and it was a person that was in charge of education.
Yeah.
And then we all made...
and it was very much about the dress and stuff and adhering to the school uniform and that sort of thing, right?
Yes, sir. And we all made a big thing out of it. What's next and blah, blah. Some of us did. And yet we have private schools that the government continue to give money to. All you got to go at lunchtime is by some of those supermarkets that they come and get lunch from.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see that the girls got on a long blouse, but where is the skirt now? Where's the skirt? Just can barely see the skirt. And they sit down sometime on chairs or whatever's there for them to sit down. And I had to speak to one the other day. I said, girl, take my advice. Close your legs. Yeah. And she looked at me funny, but she did. 2 minutes later was the same. 5 minutes later was the same thing over and over. Now we have to give credit for the Minister of Education for trying this, but not when it stops for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month, and then it just drops again. It just drops by the wayside again, because we begin too many things, and we do it. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it is not. It's not right, but when it's right, we just drop it. It's not like it is constantly enforced. That's the word that I'm looking for. It should be enforced. Who don't like it? Well, very sad for them. Very sad for them.
Yeah, I don't think the consequences have been defined yet. Like, what happens if a student, pulls out a phone and uses it while on the campus? I don't know what kind of consequences will follow, but I guess they'll get that in place, because this was just announced at the gathering of the teachers for the new year, I think it was.
Yes, but it whatever it was, it need to be enforced, because you see some of them with very expensive phones.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Me now, I got to buy a little $100 phone or whatever, but it's the parents to be blamed for this. They buy the phones.
Yep.
And let them have their way with it, and then when maybe if the parents speak to them, then they say, I'm going to call this one and I'm going to call the next one. We're not enforcing the things that we think that is in law or should be in law. We're not enforcing anything.
And the thing is, that's not just a phone. That's basically a small computer that kid has in their hand. And for the connection to the internet, if they've got the data or they got Wi-Fi.
Exactly. Then the teacher gets the blame for it, or the whole school gets the blame for it. And I can send my child back to that school again because so-and-so, and this is what he or she said to my child, and whatnot. Another thing, not about education, it's about the roads.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the new road that we now have coming from south going northwest, or coming down Northwest Point Road. You can turn south, or you can turn going on to Old Bush or Rose Garden, whichever one you want to call it. It's Rose Garden. And some tourists was coming down because it's no signs there. It is just no signs to say this is where you turn off. And we're used to coming straight from the south down on Northwest Point Road. And some tourists were coming, and they were headed straight from for my car.
Oh,
That's
boy.
how come I know about it. And I clapped on brakes because I didn't know what else to do. And they clapped on brakes to see that they realized it. And they got out the car and waved at me and said they're sorry. So I just told them to go on, must always drive on the left. But we need some signs there. There's a pole that have lights on it, but of course I don't shine in the day. And there's a parking area, sidewalks, everything like that. But we need some signs. Mr. J is doing a good job with the roads, but don't forget the signs, because they got the signs on the West Bay Public Beach about taking care of the beach and welcome to it.
No littering?
And, well, no, that's another joke.
That's another story again.
That's another story for another day. Make I tell you, some that harbor there and getting government money could be out there working. They should be cleaning the beach. But that's not done either. That is not enforced either. So anyway, I'm not going to let you go because it's maybe someone else. And I thank you for listening.
Well, thanks for the call.
And I appreciate Radio Cayman very much. Without Radio Cayman, we would know what to do.
Well, you have a good day.
Yes, and you too. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Got to take a break. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Not sure where you fit in tech? Pathways in Tech by Enterprise Cayman can help you find your route. Whether you're interested in project management, computer support, or network systems, this program helps individuals explore practical, career-focused skills for real opportunities in Cayman's tech and innovation sector. It's beginner-friendly, job-relevant, special economic zone connected, and scholarships are available. Your path in tech starts here. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to apply today.
As Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, I'd like to personally invite you to join me at one of our upcoming public town hall meetings. We're discussing proposed changes to legislation covering environmental health, tobacco and vaping, public health, health practice, and I want to hear from you. Whether you have questions, concerns, or ideas to share, these meetings are an opportunity for open conversation about issues that affect us all. Join us at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th of August at the John Gray Memorial Church Hall in West Bay, or at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th of August at Constitution Hall in Georgetown. Come out, meet your neighbors, share your perspective, and be a part of shaping the future of health in our islands. Light refreshments will be available, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we are having open line here, so you can pick up the phone and give me a call. We can talk about what matters to you, and you can reach the studio on 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. Or you can also reach the studio on 949-8037, 6990 or on WhatsApp 925-3261. And we were talking there about this ban on phones and any other kind of communication devices that youngsters might bring to schools. And the minister, the Honorable Ralston Anglin, has declared that when school starts for this academic year, there will be a complete ban on mobile phones and other electronic communications. So I don't think the minister is going to let this, be something that starts out and then fades away, which is what our caller was expressing her concern, that you got something good, but then, it sort of fades away into the background and there's no enforcement. But as looking at the story in the Compass here, Minister Anglin has said we across every school campus we got complaints about the distractions that unnecessary technology is causing, and we have taken that feedback very, very seriously. So I think this is something that we will see, be very much a part of the rules that govern the government education system, and as far as what students can bring on campus with them. Whether if it's another question that came up was, well, suppose the phone is turned off. Is it okay to bring it so that they can have it after school? I'm sure all those details are going to be worked out very shortly. But for right now, they say banned, which to me indicates you don't bring them to school. If you're going to ban phones, then just don't bring them. Which, does that mean they're going to search students for phones? Or only if you get caught using one? You'll have to pay some kind of penalty. Suspension for a day or something? Or they still give after-school detentions, like how they used to. But I'm sure there will be put in place, regulations and a way of dealing with the consequences of, breaking this rule. Because it's going to be tested, right? That's one thing children are always going to do. You can make the rule, but it will be tested to see how serious it is, or if they could just get away with it, if they can just outsmart the system. But youngsters will test the system. They will test your rules to see how stringent and effective they are, So, but I think overall, the whole idea of keeping phones out of the hands of children while at school is a good thing, because they're so distracting, and there's a lot of time for kids to have the phone outside of school if they want to go online with it, text their friends, whatever. Leave that for after school. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Charles.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, I'm listening to your little conversation there.
Yeah.
That's a good subject that you're on.
So you think it's good that they took the phones out of the schools?
Oh yeah, I am in full support of that. I believe that is the best move that they can continue, because it has not been a problem to do so when I was going to school. I mean, I'm 33 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
So give or take, you do the math, how long I graduated. I graduated from 2010. And I let you know what, if parents are out there concerned about their children's safety, then why bother sending them to school? And furthermore, when I was growing up in school, they did have those things called the burner phones, what we call them now, burner phones, where they don't carry internet or anything.
Yeah, just a basic phone.
Right, just a basic phone style connection and whatnot. But that's still not even necessary. When you have a principal with communication with parents, and the parents have trust in the school, you can always expect the teachers or the principal to communicate with the parents if there's any emergency.
Sure.
And also, if the parents are worried about their children not being able to communicate with the parents, right? If they're concerned about the children not being able to communicate with their parents, then maybe it's something that they need to talk with their teachers about, if there's any special needs of these children, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't born with a phone, and when I had problems in school, my parents were contacted, and I could tell you what, I've experienced this throughout the summer, and even up to just today, I went to school orientation, and the devices that the students or the children are using, they have games that to the parents seemingly innocent, because they download an app safe for children, and then you know what else is safe for children? Roblox. And that's what's recommended by the app users, by the app creators. And when you check it out, you're giving 3-4-year-old children games that have guns, games that have sexual explicit content.
Wow.
And yeah. And they are doing actions that only your mind can think, and in these games. And it seems pretty innocent, because they say, at least it's not a person. Check it out. If you have it in their minds to believe that that's the way to react, how you think they're going to carry it on with their children, with other children, with their peers? Because some of these children don't even want peers, because they're distracting them with their game. So you imagine how that destroys their social skills.
Yeah.
Talking about anxiety and things that these children are developing at a young age, that used to be an old person's problem. Now these children are growing up like old people. So
they just stay in their room or something and play games.
Right. It's prematuring them. It's prematuring these children, and it's only poisoning their minds. I'm speaking as a parent now, because I see the violence, I see the guns, I see the weapons being used in these video games. These, not even going to call them video games, these applications that are on the phone. So these are no games no more, it's entertainment. And this is the problem that we have here in Cayman, is that a lot of the parents are afraid to say to their children, no, it's time now to take the phone away from you children, because it's distracting their learning ability.
Listen, I'll have to stick a pin there. If you want to, you can hang on, come back. We'll get back to you after the news, but I got to go to the news.
Yes,
you want to hold on?
I'll hold on.
Okay, all right. It's 1 o'clock. Let's see what's making headlines.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Young entrepreneurs have a little more time to enter the Small Business Expo Youth Pitch competition. The deadline is now Sunday, September 20th. The top 5 finalists will pitch live at the expo on Wednesday, October 21st at Hotel Indigo, hosted by the Cayman Islands Center for Business Development. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines. In news elsewhere, China says it will take all necessary measures to protect its interests after the U.S. announced wider economic sanctions against Iran and its trading partners. Washington warns any nation financially partnering with Iran will be isolated. China remains Iran's largest oil buyer, though shipments have dropped under the U.S. blockade. And U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. Navy has cleared all mines from the Strait of Hormuz, the key waterway largely closed by Iran since the start of the Middle East war. He warned that any vessel laying new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed. Iran has not commented. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
When a hurricane is on the way, the safest decisions are made before it hits. Emergency medical centers, or EMCs, are available for persons with medical needs, including those who rely on oxygen or ventilators, have severe reduced mobility, have a mental illness, who are nonviolent, have dementia, or pregnant women. A caregiver must accompany persons at EMCs at all times. For more information, visit hsa.ky/hsa-prepared. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
On the 6th of December, 1960, at 8:20 a.m., the St. Clair Petrolor vessel from National Bulk Carriers was 950 miles off of Trinidad, carrying 29 Caymanians. The ship was rocked by 4 separate explosions in the space of just 30 seconds, causing various parts of the ship to erupt in fire. The first explosion was in the bow of the ship, the second in the number 4 hatch, the third in the number 11 hatch, with the fourth in the aft tunnel doors. Vigorous attempts were made to extinguish the intense flames, but with no success, and the captain gave the signal to abandon ship, and the crew filled up and lowered the 2 remaining lifeboats into the water. Following a head count, it was discovered that 2 crew members were missing and unfortunately were never seen again. The lifeboats were tied together and a sea anchor was cast out to prevent the boats from drifting too quickly. The St. Clair sank that afternoon, and the men continued to drift at sea for hours until being rescued that night by the English ship named the Mary Ellen Conway with an Italian crew. The men were transported to Brazil, where they were later flown home via Trinidad and Jamaica.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Think on a no Cayman? Get out and explore the legends behind our landmarks competition. Visit any landmark on the interactive map, snap a photo or video, then share it to Instagram or Facebook and tell us what you learned. Tag at MYSCH_Cayman and use hashtag Legends Behind Our Landmarks for your chance to win weekly prizes and 2 major prizes. The more landmarks you visit, the more chances you have to win. Visit Legends Behind Our Landmarks.ky and find out where we from. Brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's get a quick weather update here. Current conditions in Georgetown, 91 degrees, and it feels like 109 out there. And the winds are out of the southeast at a little over 8 knots with a relative humidity of 69%. And the forecast, moisture associated with a tropical wave can be enhanced by an upper-level trough. Expected fair to occasional cloudy skies Expect fair to occasionally cloudy skies with moderate chance of showers and possible thunder. Tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers with thunder. Temperatures will fall near the low 80s. Winds out of the east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots and seas running at 2 to 4 feet. And we have low tide coming up at 1:57 this afternoon and a high tonight at 8:32. Sunset at 6:45, and the forecast for tonight, or rather the outlook. The outlook is for a decrease in the chance of showers on Thursday as the tropical wave moves away from the Cayman area. And we do have a couple of areas of disturbed weather out there in the Atlantic, and one of them traveling westward to west-northwest with a 70% chance of development into a cyclone within 48 hours. And from what I've seen, this has a sort of northwest tilt to it, so the models are taking it up north with a northwesterly turn there. So let's just hope those models are right and nothing coming into the Caribbean. And before we get back to our caller there, some sad news coming out now. Legend Dolly Parton, country and across all genres, I think. Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. And, we love Dolly here at Radio Cayman. Lots of her songs have been played over the years. And everybody loved Dolly Parton. So may she rest in peace. Let's go back to the phone calls. We've had a caller standing by. Let's get back to him. Hello, you're back on the air.
Yes, sir.
So you were saying about distractions to children and the apps that they can download on their phones.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what I was saying about that as well, I'd like to share that I was reading an article that was on the Jamaica Observer, where it was saying how it was talking about children's psychiatrists. A child psychiatrist was saying that the digital devices were more addictive than those. It outpaces those that are hooked on weed. And I can see that. When you give children up to 3 hours, 4 hours a day on that cell phone, doing what they feel like doing, because they are easily distracted. Their attention span, as long as you allow it and give them the option to change, they'll change videos every 30 seconds. That's why they created those things on YouTube and Instagram and all other social media platforms called Shorts, because it's meant for the younger audience that have short attention span.
Nothing longer than 15 seconds.
Some of them not even longer than 15. That's true. So then it's just only to prove to you how addictive this thing is, because if you can run through 30 and 40 of those videos in a matter of an hour, and you watch them, because some of them don't even watch the first 10 seconds. They like to hear the catch. And then if it's not interested in them, scroll to the next one.
Yeah.
Scroll to the next one. And as adults, we do that too. But it's understandable as adults, we understand what we're looking at. But these children are looking for a fix. They're looking for something that they want to see. They don't even know what they're looking at. They don't even know what they're expecting to see. And it's an algorithm. So now the social media creators are understanding what these children are watching more. So then now you're starting to hear, even in our commercials, and I'm going to state it like this, even in our commercials, you start hearing things like, it's very dangerous. You start hearing things like, like and follow and subscribe, or your mother will go to hell. Have you heard that? And this is on children platform.
What was the last like and what?
Like, share, and subscribe, or your mother will go to hell.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. They have things like this going out, and it's on our.
And what? These are commercials on the internet.
Yeah,
okay.
These are not even on the internet. There's some of them on even these radio stations, because they're not saying your mother will go to hell, but like and subscribe, or you like and subscribe, or follow us, or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know that part.
Or else.
But your mother will go to hell was a bit of a shocker.
But I've heard that one with your mother will go to hell if you don't like or subscribe from children listening on their tablets. You know, they are on YouTube. These are YouTube.
But you're right. You're right about the algorithms, because when a child or anybody, you watch something, and then you watch something similar. Now the algorithm has targeted you. This is what they like.
Right.
So I'm going to send more of that your way.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain it to the parents, especially the parents that just want to distract their child to make them behave themselves. You know, if you have to let your child behave by giving them a cell phone, something is seriously wrong. Because, I mean, I got to speak for myself. My daughter, when she's bored, the first thing she's going to ask is for a piece of paper.
Really?
And yeah. It's no surprise to me, because I teach her how to draw. I teach her how to write her numbers. She likes to write her name. She initials everything. And she's only 4 years old. And she's been doing that from she was 3. And she's been interested in doing these things from she was a baby. These things are like, you have to show them the fun into these things. Now, when you give them a phone, that thing is worse than a drug addict. You're giving them something that is a dopamine inhibitor. It's inhibiting these dopamine receptors that they have, making it more exciting. And
well, you know, now there's even a movement in the States. I mean, you know, even the classroom has gone internet, right? Like kids would get their homework. They'd go home and they had to turn on the computer to get their homework, right? Now there is a school of thought developing, let's get back to paper.
I believe in that.
Let's get back to hard books that they can hold in their hand and read.
That's right.
And in places where they've done it, they've seen improvement in the students' performance.
Amen. And there'll be a bigger improvement if they keep it up. Because the longer, I mean, I grew up in school. It was a big deal when they came with the Apple computers, the big Apple computers. They were like transparent, you know, the colors and all those things. That was a big deal when I was in primary school, West Bay Primary School, and Johnny Cumber. And, you know, I didn't grow up with a cell phone in my hand. I didn't grow up with a laptop on my lap. I grew up with a desktop that you had certain amount of time to be on, or it'll shut off. And this is something that they can't control. The schools can control that, which I thank Ralston for doing Mr. Ralston doing for what he did in the speech, to make sure that every classroom has these laptop holder, what do you call them, the laptop things, the stands, that they don't have no excuse as to the reason why, their laptops are dead or anything like this. When I was going to school, laptops were the hit, and it didn't break our back. It didn't break our backs to carry around laptops. I carry around a laptop every day too at work. So, I mean, when I hear some of the excuses that some people might have for their children to have a cell phone, to me, it's just as bad as their children, the parents or children as well. Because, I mean, when I was going to school, it didn't hurt me. And actually, I'm going to take this a little bit because what your eyes don't see, your heart don't dread. When your children goes to school with these cell phones in their bags, in their pockets, in their hands, these tablets in their hands, in their pockets, in their bags. When they walk around with these things, they have some children that don't have none of these things, and you don't think that they'll be thought of taking them from someone else or stealing or like the child that don't have lunch money or something like that, take the lunch money from other students and stuff like this. Children will be children. And
also the one who has the iPhone, and the other one doesn't, the one with the iPhone is looking down at the other one like,
right,
gee, you don't even have an iPhone.
Yeah, and it creates a problem in the school, peer pressure, Mr. Charles. When I was going to school, that was a thing, and it still is actually. They call it bullying, but it's an initiation now. It's an initiation now, because now the children are learning how to coax their parents to get them these things, and that is terrible. I made it my promise to myself that I will never let my daughter or her brother be my financial advisors, because when they tell me that they want something and I don't have it, they better learn to live without it. Because I had to go through that same regime when I was in school, when I was growing up going to school, and I'm not dead. I'm not going to get hurt from not having these things. I'm pretty sure parents understand where I'm coming from too, because there's nobody on this island willing to put the point to the public. They are willing to talk to their friends about it, whatnot. Maybe that is effective, but I think it needs a broader audience. It needs a broader audience. You see, like how the government is initiating the ban on the cell phones in school. That is awesome. Now, I would like the parents to ban it in the homes, because it's not creating the bond that the children need. Because when you want to talk to your children, you get the attitude, yes, what, okay, you get the attitude, because guess what? You're disrupting their time on the phone.
Yeah, even if you don't ban it from home, restrict it.
Yeah.
Say you got, 2 hours or whatever, you can sit there and do scroll or whatever.
Definitely.
But not to just be, spend a whole night on it,
Trust me, this is a pandemic. Because it's all over the world. This is not just an epidemic. This is not just in Cayman. This is around the world. In the United States, I was following. I don't go by each state. I go by the whole entire United States of America. And I feel like it should be a federal rule where they ban the cell phones in the schools completely. But you know what they're doing as a start in some states? That they are taking the cell phones from the students and giving them an option to hold it in a holster specially made in the school for the schools, so that when they come back, they can get the phones that is for them, that belongs for them, that was taken from them when they entered the school, so that they can get it back when they get out of school. But unless as long as they're in the school, they cannot have the cell phones. It's not like they're taking the phones away from the children entirely. But that's a start, which is nice. So
well, that sounds like what's going to happen here. I mean,
yeah.
While you're on campus, you can't be using phones.
Amen to that, because that's exactly the way how to go. Because these students right now, they'll skip class. Like, I'll say it like that, because when I was in school, I knew about those things. But we never had no cell phones to be distracted with. We would go to another neighborhood and then just hang out for the rest of the day. But that's not today. These days now, they're underneath the staircase. I can just imagine They're underneath the staircase hiding out all day long on their phones, and they're not paying attention if anybody's looking for them. Guess what? Matter of fact, if they're on their phones and you're talking to them, they don't even know you're talking to them.
That's true.
So, until someone slaps the table and
the world has just blocked out.
Yeah. So until someone slaps the table and get their attention and say, "Yo, it's time to pick up our big boy toys now and start using the book and the pencils and start writing and reading and learning how to do things academically and getting inclined with sports and activities that they have in the school." Farming is a very good activity for children.
Get into some activity. So true.
Yeah, farming is a very good outdoors activity, especially for those that are high censored.
Well, listen, I got another caller. I got to get in before we take our break here, but it was great talking to you.
Yes, sir. I always find time for the education talks and whatnot with the children, because I dearly care about them, and our island is destroyed by them if they'll continue with what is going on.
Well, we need to get our kids educated as much as we can.
Yes, sir. All right, then have a great day. I don't call too often, sir.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. I haven't heard from you.
Lunch, I wouldn't know. So I don't want to hear nothing.
All right. You take care.
All right.
And let's take another call. Someone on the WhatsApp line there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Charles.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I remember one talk show that you were speaking to another caller, and you all were saying that concerning the good old days, you don't know how you can say the good old days. But me personally, I can talk about the good old days because I did a lot of things that young people today will not even have the opportunity of doing. Remember playing in the bush, eating mangoes, berries, sweet sops, up until half day, 12 o'clock in the day. Then after that, I would go and bathe in the sea. I would go run seas. Sometimes I would go spear fishing.
And this was on a weekend, right?
That was anytime, mostly on the weekends. Mostly on the weekends.
Yeah.
Then I would go, we would play marbles. We would be skating, skateboard on skates. We'd be playing cricket, be playing football. Be going in the bush and looking for beehives and tying ourselves up from head to toe and burning the beehives out and getting the honey and selling the honey to Mr. Big Bill and them down in West Bay. We would go hunting with BB guns and shoot big does and ground does and take and eat them, with plantain and rice and breadfruit. So I can talk good about the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk good about the good old days.
What happened when somebody got sick, seriously sick?
Well, that didn't happen too often. Somebody seriously getting sick. That never happened too often. Because back then, we were healthier than a lot of the children are today. Because we were more active.
Well, not necessarily children that I was talking about.
Say that again?
I said I wasn't really saying that what happens when a child got seriously sick.
No, but mostly even adults. I never remember too many adults or even children being sick often. I never remember that.
Out of the entire population? I mean, it's...
Say that again?
Out of the entire population, there weren't that many people that got sick?
I don't remember too many sick people. And I'm being honest with you, and I'm a person, when I tell you I grew up way back then, is I used to drink brackish water every day. And when I tell you brackish water, I mean the real brackish water, because I was staying on the seaside on the Iron Shore. So my brackish water was the real brackish water. So then also we had our cisterns that we could drink our fresh water to. But when it comes to talking about the good old days,
don't you think that pipe water is better than cistern water?
No way in this world pipe water can be better than cistern water. Cistern water is pure.
With all those bullfrogs down there and all that?
No, but we never had bullfrogs in our cisterns.
You never had bullfrogs in a cistern?
Listen to me, Mr. Charles. We kept our cistern. I don't know about anybody else's cistern, but my father used to make us go and clean that cistern very often. Very, very often.
Clean cisterns, yeah.
Yeah, we used to bail whatever water was left in there, we would bail it out, then take and scrub the hole inside of the cistern, the hole inside the cistern with bleach, then wash it out. And then when the rain comes in, the whole cistern is clean and the water is fresh as can be. So, I mean, if you don't clean your cistern now, you just leave your cistern there for months, make cockroaches and bullfrogs and all kinds of stuff get down inside of it, and you don't clean it. Of course, it can be disgusting and unhealthy. But my father never did that. My father never did that.
And what about job opportunities?
Well, the job opportunities were there too, depending on what you're doing. Most of the time, back then it was probably a little construction work here and there, or working in a supermarket. Or working on the beach at what or something like that.
I'm not sure how old you are, but what time period are you talking about?
I born in 1969, Mr. Charles.
Okay.
I born in 1969, so I know what time it is when you hear me talking. I know what time it is. Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
All right. Another perspective. Some people look back on the good old days, but I think things are still much better in general for our people today than back in the good old days. It was just so many things that we have today that just was not there, as far as living a better life. And if you want to say, well, you could live more naturally, well, yeah, you certainly could. But whether you want to would rather have indoor plumbing or have to run to the back house in the middle of the night when you got diarrhea, well, I don't know which one you would want to be in. We have another caller there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Afternoon. I'm going to change the topic a little bit different now.
Oh, okay, sure enough.
The mosquitoes. Do you know really what the government is spraying or the MRCU is spraying? Because it seems like it's not working. I am now in my 70s, and let me tell you, this is the worst I've felt mosquitoes in all of my years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know what they're spraying. But I think if we can't get a solution, we need to go back to Black Flag.
No, don't go back to that.
Pardon?
Please don't go back to Black Flag.
We don't?
I said, don't do that.
Well, we will have to.
Because I think they used to burn those things right in the bedroom, right?
Well,
and I don't know what we were doing with our lungs back then.
At least the houses could be aired out.
Well, we had MRCU on here the other day. I guess you missed it, but we had them on for like an hour, and right now we are experiencing a surge in mosquitoes.
Well, the scent from the Black Flag is not much different than the scent that every one of us is inhaling in our houses from the MRCU planes. Because I don't know what they're spraying, but I can tell you that I would rather smell Black Flag than to have to be inhaling that. You're out in the yard, they're spraying, it's killing the trees, it's probably killing the human beings, and I can tell you, I know it's not killing the mosquitoes.
Well, they assured us when they were on here that, what they are spraying is not, hurting people. Remember, they are inhaling the same thing that you're inhaling. the same air, right? So they're not going to spray something that's going to hurt them and their families also.
They really can't say that because they don't know the condition of a human being's body. So they can't say that it's not really harm to the human. If it's harm to the plants, it must be harm to humans too. Because I can
What are
tell
you
you,
talking about that it's killing the
A lot
plants?
of trees are dying from that spray.
They're killing the spray's killing the plants?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If you look at the top of the trees are dying quicker than anything else. So all of that spray is getting on the trees, and I can assure you, it is more harmful now to the trees than it is the mosquitoes.
Well, like I said, they explained that we are having a surge in mosquitoes, for one thing, with these king tides, and they went through a whole explanation of it. Sorry that you didn't hear it, but I don't know. I have a lot of trees and stuff in my yard. I can't say that I've noticed that because of spraying, the trees are being
I have
killed.
a lot of trees in mine, and I can tell you it is probably from the spray.
You sure it's not lack of rain?
Have a look around your trees and see. Maybe they're not spraying as hard as they is in Prospect, or they are up the Bottom Town area.
Well, I don't know. But I don't know what the frequency is. But, one of the things that they brought up is balancing the act between, you have people saying, like you were saying about there's spraying something bad, so don't spray. And then you got other people over here saying, hey, come spray. We want you to spray because the mosquitoes are bad. But this is a particularly, right now, this is a particularly, heavy surge of mosquitoes that we are having.
Well, they wanted modified mosquitoes, so they got it. So I don't know what is going to kill these modified mosquitoes, but I definitely know it's not working. I don't know how long it will take for them to try to get them in control, but I know for certain it's not working.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for the call, but I got to go to a break. I'm over my break time.
Thank you.
All right. You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back to take the calls on the line.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways. Offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
If you're swapping out your old Candy Whack email address for a new one, Water Authority Cayman needs to hear from you. Take a moment to update your contact details with Water Authority Cayman. We don't want to lose touch with you or for you to miss important updates about your water service. Visit our website, www.waterauthority.ky, and fill out the customer information update form today.
Your future starts at UCCI, but don't wait. Fall 2026 applications close August 28th. Build your future in digital media production with courses in video editing and content creation. Prepare to make a difference through teaching and education, social work, nursing, or pre-med, or build practical career skills in areas like plumbing and electrical installation. With associate, bachelor's, and postgraduate options, there's a path for you at UCCI. UCCI is now holding student admission, advising, and registration week. Applications close August 28th. Apply today at ucci.edu.ky.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Jimmy Somerville. Jimmy talks about his favourite moment of the 1980s. I'll also bring you the latest news on the biggest stars of the decade.
This is Totally 80s.
Heard on Saturdays from 2 until 4 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 and 91.9.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Charles.
Yes.
The lady that's speaking of my coconut trees, I want the disease, the ficus, everything. Is a disease is for the coconut trees and the plants, my soursop tree, everything.
What, the white fly? Is that it?
I think it's not the spray, sir.
Yeah, no, I think, I'm asking if you think it's white fly.
No, it's not the white fly. It's the thing is dark. It's black. The coconut leaves are very dark.
Mm-hmm.
All the trees around there and ficus in Newlands full up with them. So I don't think it's a spray. It's before they start spray we have those kind of problems.
Okay. So you see the same thing happening where the tops of your trees are drying up.
All the coconut trees, everything, all the ficus, everything. The mango trees, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, I think it's something else. It's a disease like, sometimes diseases catch the coconut tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there were, that you could request the agricultural people to come out and spray.
Right.
So, yeah, that's a possibility.
Yes, sir. And again, big up to Michael for helping those children and those people.
The minister?
Yeah. Big up to him, sir. He's doing a very good job.
Yeah, I heard they had a fair down at, what was it, Marriott?
Yes, I know, but I heard. Yes, sir.
Did you go to it?
He's doing a very fantastic job.
Did you?
Especially to the young people,
Uh-huh.
You know, they are the future for tomorrow. So big up to him.
All right. What did you attend the fair?
I couldn't. I
No?
am feeling.
Okay.
Feeling well, so I couldn't attend. But I heard it over the radio yesterday morning. So.
Okay.
Charles. That's how it goes, sir. So, big up to you and your good job that you're doing, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
And have a good day.
Well, you have a good afternoon.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for the call.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Yes, that's another possibility. Something, some pest that is attacking the trees. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Mr. Charlo.
Yes.
Bueno tardes.
What's up?
Mr. Charlo, I'd rather be in a good mood, than to have to go through a lawsuit and how to be frustrated and go on for so long and possibly get justice or not or whatever the case is. Mr. Charlo, the thing is you cannot take no money to the grave.
No.
No. And like I told, I tried to, some people stole my stuff and I tried to take them to court and tried to sue and get my stuff, my money, my value back. And what I had to go through, I just had to tell the man in the court, listen, you know what you all do. Keep the money. I'm no longer interested. the money, my friend. I can't take, Mr. Charlo, if I was to take a briefcase of money in my coffin, they would break into my coffin and take it out. Am I right, Mr. Charlo?
I don't know about that one.
Mr. Charlo, I like being a happy person, and I don't like to have to go. I've been ripped off so many times in life. People would wonder, they say, boy, I don't know this. I don't know how you can go through that. People have taken so much from me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Mr. Charlo, I know what it is to go through poverty. I know what it is. I used to, it wasn't always that way, but I've been ripped off quite a few times. And
try and learn a lesson from that.
But you know something, Mr. Charlo, like what cartel say, Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel say so, and I say so too. God is the greatest. God is the greatest. It's not such a bad song at all. I leave them to time, and I see some powerful works of God, and I leave them to time.
All right.
I believe in leaving people to time, Mr. Charles. So I don't really need to. I don't even believe in getting justice. God will give me justice.
Well, you live in peace.
Yes, sir. Try to be a happy man, and I don't need the money. They can keep it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, back to the mosquitoes. From July, I was looking. Search back here. There's a news story in the Compass there from the 18th of July. MRCU was warning residents to expect a noticeable increase in mosquito activity from the beginning of next week, it said. So that was the week following July 18th. And they once again was talking about rainy season, which we haven't had as much rain as we usually do, but then we got these king tides. So places that would normally not be covered with water, had these tidal flooding, and eggs that were buried in the ground there. The water brought them, they hatched, and here we have a surge of mosquitoes. So, I mean, they told us that this was going to happen. Let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
All right, and you?
I'm blessed.
Great.
I'm calling in regards to what you're talking about now, about the mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering myself what's happening with them. Like the caller said earlier, I can't say that the spraying is causing any effect on the trees and vegetation around the place directly, but what I will say and agree with is that there is a big overrun again with mosquitoes.
Can you turn your radio down a little bit, because we're getting feedback from it? It's echoing.
Okay. So I was wondering, if MRCU ever considered trying the method that was used when the Panama Canal was being built.
What's that?
If you remember, malaria is what was killing out all of the people that were trying to build the Panama Canal.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a doctor that came up with the solution to what was going on. It was a form of chemical that they invented, and they went around and they sprayed, and according to what they came up with, they eradicated the mosquitoes so that it gave the workers the opportunity to be able to go and do what they had to do to complete the task and to cut down on actually eradicate malaria. We don't have malaria in Cayman Islands to worry about like that, but at the end of the day, we still have the mosquito problem.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of that is because of the work of MRCU, that we're not worried about malaria and other mosquito-borne diseases.
True, but then again, the MRCU, they came up with this idea a few years ago, too, that they were going to make, so to speak, invent this mosquito that would stop the population from growing.
Yeah, I remember.
So, that has failed. Because according to what we're hearing, it was done, but then there is no decrease in what's happening with the mosquitoes.
Yeah, and I don't think they're relying on that anymore. That was something that happened years ago, and I think they tried it in some other places too. And I haven't heard of any real success from it.
That was my point. So I mean, if they've tried that and it failed, why not try something else? I mean, back when the Panama Canal was being built, there was plenty of people that was trying. And there was only one that was successful in doing it. But they tried different ways in trying to get this thing sorted out. And
yeah, so I don't think you're going to eliminate mosquitoes, though,
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, Charlo, I got to be honest with you. If you're around the place and see what I see, there's a lot of people out there that work, that they have a job at MRC and they're not doing their jobs. So when they're supposed to be out there spraying and fumigating and all that sort of stuff and putting things in places where ponds and whatever, where water is being tanked, so to speak, they're not doing that. I'd be straight up with you. I'd be around the place enough to see and know what's going on.
But I mean, you know what they're supposed to be doing?
Charlo, if you come around a place to drop some stuff, some pills or whatever in stagnant water and stuff, that's just not enough. There are other places. They're not going into the places where the real problems are, so to speak. And they rely on the plane to do that, but there are places that some of those workers can go to on foot, and they're not doing it. They're just there for the paycheck, so they don't really care. I can say it like that. And who I don't care. The truth is the truth. You got a job, do your job. If you try something and it doesn't work, try something else. And that's not just for the field worker. That's from the head of the MRCU right down.
But you're saying, I mean, forget about the experiment with the genetically altered mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
That the current program that they are doing, which had nothing to do with that experiment, they're not relying on that at all. What they're doing now is not working. The spraying that they do, and their other works.
Think about it. They came up with this thing about the genetically designed mosquitoes. It failed.
I think they've dismissed that. I mean, I don't think they were relying on that at all.
I understand you, but there was no evidence to show that ever worked. There is none. What are they doing since? I mean, at the end of the day, every day or every so often you hear the fogging machine coming around the neighborhoods and stuff. But what is that chemical that they're spraying? I have to agree with the other caller, the first caller that called about it, because at the end of the day, we don't know that chemical, what harm it's causing us here in the Cayman Islands. We know that cancer, if we check out the cancer rate in Cayman, Cayman has one of the highest cancer rates in the Caribbean.
No, you see, you're gone there.
Wait, I don't know if that's directly related to the stuff that they're spraying, but who would go and drink water, for example? If you have a cistern and the stuff is being sprayed, and your cistern is your source of water, who would go and drink the water after that stuff is being sprayed around the place?
Well, I can see your hesitancy to do that if you're getting cistern water. But as far as the cancer rate being higher than what the population of this size would normally be, there really isn't evidence of that. Because I've had a number of discussions on here where we're talking about cancer, and that has come up about the cancer rate in Cayman being higher than normal. And that doesn't seem to be the case. when you really study it, because of the size of the population, maybe we would know more individuals that have cancer than in a larger society. But that doesn't seem to hold up to scientific study.
Well, what I do know is that I feel that they could do better with what they're doing with the mosquitoes. They tried some stuff that they seen, and it was like a terminology or technology they seen, and they stuff down our throats about, oh, this was going to work, and that was going to work, and it didn't.
The genetic thing.
The genetic
thing. Somebody sold them a bill of goods that, here, we have this thing, and you should try it. And I guess it didn't work out. But by the way, they did not.
Us Cayman Islands, us people in Cayman Islands here, oh, this is going to work. This is the right thing. This is going to work, and we like a bunch.
And it happened in other places too. It happened in other places that they tried it too. But one of the things that they pointed out on here when they were here last week was that they don't continuously use the same kind of chemical, the same kind of pesticide, because the mosquitoes would build up an immunity to it. So they change. It's not always the same thing continuously. But listen, interesting talking to you, but I got to get a commercial break in here before it's too late. Okay?
Not a problem.
You take care.
You too.
All right, be right back after this break.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
On another place, but do on another story? From Pedro St. James and Fort George to John McLean Drive and Mission House, every corner of Cayman has a story to tell. Visit legendsbehindherlandmarks.ky, explore the interactive map, and discover the people, places, and moments that shape our islands. Learn something new. Visit somewhere new. Find out where we from. Start your journey today at legendsbehindherlandmarks.ky. Brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports Culture and Heritage.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we've been talking about mosquitoes, and the perception, at least, that what MRCU is doing is not working because we have this surge in mosquitoes, which we went into last week when MRCU representatives were here, and one of the reasons that we see this surge in mosquitoes is the tides, and they explained it how the eggs are laid in the ground, and then you have tides that come up and the area gets wet, and you have this surge of mosquitoes. And as far as, the pesticides that they're using being unsafe, I think if they were, as long as they have been doing this now, if the pesticides were really unsafe, we'd see a lot more sick people in Cayman than we are seeing. And as I said, they are all breathing the same air that we are breathing. They live amongst the general population. So they would be hurting themselves and their families if they were, using something that wasn't safe. And often, the perception is one thing and reality is the other. And unfortunately, sometimes perception becomes reality for, people when they don't have access to the actual information about something. So, yes, we've seen MRCU in action for years and years and years, decades, I guess. And now we have this surge in mosquitoes, and you say, well, what they're doing isn't working. And that is, that's really not the case. Because, things vary from year to year as far as what kind of mosquito season, as we would say, how much of a mosquito season you have. And a lot of this has to do with whether there's rain or lack of rain, and again, these tides. I mean, you've got places in the estates. Anyway, I can't bring the names to mind right now. If you have areas where you have water in the streets from these tidal king tides, and that brings another aspect again, as far as the surge in mosquitoes. And MRCU actually predicted it. They said that we were going to have this, and it's nothing like it's all of a sudden what MRCU is doing to deal with the mosquito problem is not working. And we can't expect to ever really eliminate mosquitoes. They've tried that in a lot of other places. I mean, Florida is one of those places where you have some similar conditions, and they have their problems with mosquitoes also. So I think we'll see things, change and improve as we go along. But that MRCU is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's that it's not working. I don't think that is the case at all. It's 2:00, and that means we got to check in with the newsroom.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market. Police are investigating two recent burglary sprees in Georgetown and North Side. A 26-year-old man has been arrested in connection with several of the Georgetown break-ins targeting commercial premises. He's been charged with 2 counts of burglary and damage to property and was remanded after a court appearance on August 24th. He's due back in court on September 2nd and remains under investigation for other offenses. The North Side burglaries have mainly targeted homes and are still under investigation. Police are urging the public to keep doors and windows secured and report any suspicious activity. Good afternoon once again. I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. Public bodies in the UK say AI-generated complaints are sharply increasing their workload. Officials told the BBC that chatbots are producing lengthy, complex documents, sometimes up to 20 pages, often quoting legislation, sometimes incorrectly. They say this is making grievances more time-consuming to process. Others argue AI has made complaining more accessible and effective. 5 crews in Nevada say they've made progress against the hawk fire threatening Reno. The blaze, which started on Saturday, has burned more than 15,000 acres and is about 25% contained. Evacuation orders remain for 23,000 people, with tens of thousands more told to be ready to leave. 7 people have been injured. Strong winds and poor weather over the next 2 days could push flames toward more homes. And Dolly Parton, one of the greatest singer-songwriters in country music who was also much cherished for her philanthropy, has died at the age of 80. Her death was announced by her nephew on Instagram. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Well, let's take a quick look at the weather here. Current temperature in Georgetown, 92 degrees, and it feels like 111. Winds out of the south-southeast at just over 8 knots with a relative humidity of 68%. And the synopsis says moisture associated with a tropical wave can be enhanced by an upper-level trough. Expect fair to occasional cloudy skies with a moderate chance of showers and possible thunder. Tonight's forecast: partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures in the low 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be slight to moderate, waves running at 2 to 4 feet. And the next high tide is at 8:32 tonight. Sunset at 6:45. The outlook is for a decrease in the chance of showers on Thursday as the tropical wave moves away from the Cayman area. And out there in the Atlantic, we have a couple of areas of disturbed weather. One's way up in north in the Atlantic there. And another one, a wave coming off of Africa, has a very good chance of turning into a depression and a cyclone. 70% chance of cyclone formation, even in 48 hours. But hopefully that one is going to stay out of the Caribbean. and stay right out there into the Atlantic, make a little northwest turn, and stay out of our neighborhood, which is just how we would like it. And turning to the WhatsApp messages here, said one of our listeners is a Dolly Parton fan, sent me this graphic here. Dolly Parton, 1946, 2026. Thank you for the music, the laughter, and all the memories. Forever, our Dolly. Yes, I know anybody who is listeners to Radio Cayman over the years know we played a lot of Dolly Parton here. That's what this. We have another message here, Mr. Glidden. Blessings. There's nothing wrong with drinking frog water. That's the best water to drink. I prefer to drink the frog water than these imported water or the water commission water. The best water is the frog water. I don't know if it's a bull or a heifer. Okay, frog water. I remember joking about that, where people would say, yeah, nothing wrong with frogs. Give the water a little flavor. Well, yeah, I can remember getting water out of the cistern, right? Yeah, my papa's cistern there, and having the hand pump. See, those were the good old days. You had to go to the cistern, and you had to pump that water. Yeah, that's how we used to work out in those days. Because he also had this big tank up on a tower, and we would pump water. That tank must have been, about 25, 30 feet in the air. So you got a good downflow. So our job was to fill that tank every evening so that you'd have water throughout the night, right? But that's what we used to do in the good old days. Pump the water, or sometimes you had to back the water too, get the water in a bucket and bring it into the kitchen. We've got a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the Air with Talk today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden.
Hi there.
It's Tuesday already. Can you believe it?
Yep, time flies when we're having fun.
August is nearly over. I'm getting paranoid now calling into the talk show because...
But something happens when you call in?
Yes. If my parents aren't listening, someone's telling them, and then they're telling me, and stay off the talk show and so forth and whatnot. But, hey, it's for the betterment and the good of our country, right? We're islands.
What, they're afraid you get in trouble or what?
It looks so. I don't know. They're just telling me stay off the talk show. But when I was calling for this, I just caught you guys talking about the mosquitoes and so forth. But I'm talking about, I'm not sure if you saw in the news today where they sentenced the gentleman there from Nepal for the, I think the charges were sexual assault on a 18-year-old female intern at one of the hotels. She was doing an inspection. And I think, every week, Mr. Glidden, every month we see 2 or 3 at least. I brought this up on your talk show many times before, but, it never seems to stop. I'm just happy that people are, having the courage to come forward and make these reports. And law enforcement are getting more and more serious about investigating these reports and making sure that they come to the court's office. And I want to call on the DPP's office respectfully to, we really need to revamp the DPP's office to make sure that we have more successful prosecution and convictions with these cases, sexual assault cases of any kind against children, adolescents, young adults, and I was not too happy that he got such a short and fine, conviction, but nevertheless, we our conviction was secured, and so that was relieving. And I just want to publicly state, that I hope the government is really, when they're in cabinet, that they really sit down and review what's happening in our islands with these cases. And, the other thing is some of the people that we import into our islands, their country believe in different things than our people. I'm not saying that there's not sexual assault or, people abusing children and women and other persons here in the Cayman Islands, but to have people come into the country where in their native countries it's such a common thing, it's such an alluring thing for them to want to prey on young girls, young children and young girls. And they have what they call child tourism in many of these countries, and many of these people that come from these countries, once a child, especially a young lady, reaches a certain mature age, what they call mature age anyway, like 12, 13 years old, on that side of the world, and even some of our neighboring countries, it is such a gravitating thing for them where they can't help themselves but to want to interfere with these young ladies. And, when I saw this particular case, I was thinking about the Sexual Harassment Act that is also on the shelf. I think, not the Sexual Harassment Act, the Sexual Harassment, I think it's a bill at this stage that we still haven't brought forward yet. So I hope this new government will also address that as they go along. And this would have been a prime case that some of those charges could have applied. But, there's other areas in the laws that they utilized to bring this case to the court. But we still need that Sexual Harassment Act because it specifically targets situations like these on the job and public places like churches and even private spaces like, rentals and that sort of thing. And we have people coming from our countries that are integrating amongst us, that this is what's in their hearts. Mm-hmm. And we have to set a precedent to show that we're not going to tolerate this. It has to be put out there for people to, and I'm going to do a video on it also, especially on TikTok, where I have a lot of immigrant followers, that we are not going to tolerate this sort of behavior in the Cayman Islands. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Because it is disgusting. If you read some of the details of how this transpired based on what the media reported, it is just disgusting that a little young lady at her age should have had to endure that in a space where she was trying to gain experience and knowledge, to better herself as an intern, to help with her future and that sort of thing. And lastly, I want to say about this is that I believe it is time for Cayman to have, I know we only have a small pocket of judges and a small pocket of magistrates, but I can tell you if our Chief Justice in her capacity years ago as a magistrate and Magistrate Nova Hall were in those positions, let me tell you, this gentleman wouldn't have gotten such a slap on the wrist. That's what I'm going to call it, all respect to the judge that dealt with the case.
Well, I note that he's also deported.
Yes. That was a good judgment for her to lay down also. But I think it is time for the Cayman Islands to have specific judges for specific, not just specific courts, but specific judges for specific charges or cases. In terms of, we have drug court and we have financial court. We need to have a court where we deal specifically and judges that are assigned specifically to those types of charges, because some judges are really, some judges are lenient, and it's good that we have judges like that for certain cases at certain times, but other times we don't need those kind of judges overseeing these types of cases. We need strong, no-nonsense judges and magistrates that will put a strong hand and send a strong message to these people. And I'm glad to see that he didn't get any what was it that they didn't give him any? I don't think they didn't give him any consideration for something. I think it may have been time served or something like that.
Well, it was from what I'm seeing here, because he will be removed from the jurisdiction and has no means to pay compensation, no ancillary orders were necessary or proportionate. I don't know if that is that what you're talking about?
He has a wife, you know. But this is more common here than we know, you know, Mr. Glidden. I hear a lot of stories, but people, women especially, and especially women that are, whether Caymanians or non-Caymanians, they're so embarrassed to come forward. They're ashamed to come forward, you know, and we need to set a precedent, and we need to have judges that are going to strong arm these accused when they come before them and let them know, because it all goes back to where when it comes to drugs and ammunition and firearms, we see very high sentences coming at defendants. Well, if they're Caymanians, but we need to have similar things happening in the courts for these types of cases. We're failing people that live and work and are from these islands. If we don't set a strong arm against these cases, we're failing them. And we need to have judges. Thank goodness for Judge. What's her name? You saw the name there. I can't remember.
The judge that handled this case,
right? Yes.
Justice Emma Peters.
Yeah, she seems she's fairly new, I believe. Yes. I
was just noting the sentence here, because the Crown, according to this article, is saying the Crown argued that the case clearly involved Category 2, which is a mid-level harm.
Right.
And so, as far as the sentence, it says here, the defendant was of a previous good character, and his efforts to support his wife and young child in Nepal were accepted as mitigation, reducing the starting point. So the starting point for this charge, this Category 2 charge, was from 3 years and 8 months to 3 years. So he also received a discount because he had changed his plea to guilty. So he didn't waste the court's time. And the final sentence was 2 years and 8 months.
He wasted the court time. No, he wasted some of the court's time, but I understand you're reading from what was reported.
Yeah, well, he changed his plea, so, you know.
Yeah.
So he got, you know, a little credit for that, which is normal in a criminal proceeding. You know, if you try to get up there and go into a 2-week trial and it's quite obvious that you are guilty, you know, everybody's like, yeah, you're trying to get out of this and everything points in your direction.
Yeah.
You know, but if you just say, yeah, I did it, I'm guilty, Your Honor.
We can't.
They give you a little credit there.
We cannot tolerate this. If anyone is listening from the government, and mind you, I am very vocal about these things, even on social media, we cannot tolerate this. As advanced and evolved as the Cayman Islands is right now, that everybody is here or wants to come here or is doing business here from all over the world. When I drive around and I see the many businesses that are represented here on our islands, and I hear about the licenses and so forth that are being applied for till they're backed up, that they're charging $400 and something for express considerations of business license and that sort of thing. That tells you the magnitude of businesses that are trying to do business in the Cayman Islands, right? We have to set a precedent. The government cannot forget these types of situations. I know they're all busy, their hands are full, there's so much happening, but we have the Premier. I don't know whose remit this falls under, the Attorney General, the Solicitor General, the Chief Magistrate.
The Attorney General.
You know, the Governor. You know, they all have. We have to do something, and we have to change the laws fast and quick, because unless this happens to someone that you know, you may not even understand. And the Cayman has to do something about this, Mr. Glidden. When you look at other jurisdictions, they may be bigger than us. They may have been around longer than us, but we're still evolved. We have arrived. Let's put it like that. The Cayman Islands have arrived, and by that we also have to inflict the same types of punishments as if they were in the United States or Canada or England or anywhere else. Even in their own country, they would have probably been beheaded or executed or something had they been convicted of they probably wouldn't have even had a chance to be charged.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've gone past my break.
Country, but I'm wrapping up now. We're a diplomatic country, but we have to make sure that we do something about these types of situations, so these people that come to these countries will know, and even our own Caymanians will know, there's zero tolerance, and the book is going to be thrown at you when you perpetrate these types of crimes. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to see that you included Caymanians, because we know it happens among us too.
No, we can't forget we can't forget, because we have them here too, sir. Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Be right back.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
As Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, I'd like to personally invite you to join me at one of our upcoming public town hall meetings. We're discussing proposed changes to legislation covering environmental health, tobacco and vaping, public health, health practice, and I want to hear from you. Whether you have questions, concerns, or ideas to share, these meetings are an opportunity for open conversation about issues that affect us all. Join us at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th of August at the John Gray Memorial Church Hall in West Bay, or at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th of August at Constitution Hall in Georgetown. Come out, meet your neighbors, share your perspective, and be a part of shaping the future of health in our islands. Light refreshments will be available, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Bryan, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition. 50 golden years. Happy birthday, Radio Cayman. I'll never forget in 1988 when Hurricane Gilbert was passing through. My family and I and my mom were all in the middle school hall, staying protected. And while so many people were nervous and scared, throughout all the chaos of the noise and the wind, there was one reassuring voice being heard, and that was Radio Cayman. Always being there for us, through the good and the bad. Happy birthday, Radio Cayman, from my family, from my constituency, Georgetown Central, and all the People's Progressive Movement. Happy birthday.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
And let's go straight to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello.
Hey, Charlo.
Yes. You're usually first. Now you're last.
Yeah, I remember the times. I'm pumping up them drums over here, Charlo, to get sure.
You remember that? That was our workout.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know, Charlo, anytime if I drank bullfrog water. I really don't know about that. I would have had to be just a little boy, you know. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize, because some of them cisterns, you could go to them and just dip water out of them. So I would have had to be very young for anything like that to have crossed me. You understand?
Yeah.
But it was a time, when I had my residence in North West Point, that I had my own sister.
Mm-hmm.
And how I had to wash that with bleach. And, I would go down inside and I would see these frogs, man. I tell you, from the time I see them, feel like I want to throw up in a bus. Because I don't like that animal at all. and a crab. I don't want to see the two of them, my friend. You understand? So I would just bleach the walls and the floor and just come out of it and give it some time and just go back there and everything dead downside there. You understand? And then wash it down again with bleach and get it clean. But there's nothing you can do to stop a frog from finding space to get into them places, man. I don't care how tight they is. You understand?
Yeah.
And how good they build. Frog, he ain't got in there, man. Yes, so.
He don't start out that size. You find him in there.
Yeah, that's right. They're like the mosquitoes, they're laying eggs and all kinds of things all around the place. So it's hard to stop them, But you know why I tell you though. You could believe today if I came on in a Jamaican committing these crimes, right? He picking up 10 to 12 years for it. You can believe it. Yeah.
What, like what we were just talking about, the sexual assault?
Hey, listen, man, that woman just said so much about places that these criminals are coming from, was coming in, came on there and destroying a little young girls and things like that, bedroom. You understand? I know.
But did you hear what I said about the starting point for the charge that he was facing?
I don't want to call all that story in.
Well, it said that the Crown said that the case was clearly involved Category 2 harm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever that is specifically, and then later on it said that the starting point, the sentencing starting point, was from 3 years and 8 months to 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's where the sentencing begins.
Yeah.
So I don't think she could give him more than the 3 years and 8 months.
But for me, how I look at them things, right? Big man coming inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And molest them little young girls like that. And you hold him as a suspect. It shouldn't be no bail. You understand? And talking about pleading guilty, that's your problem. I don't owe you nothing for that. You plead guilty, chances are you're guilty. You understand? Or you're just using the system to get reduction. You understand?
Well, that's a common thing. That's a common thing that's done, right?
I'm going to speak one more time about Cuba, next door to us in the whole Caribbean.
Okay.
They're young girls, especially their young girls. You go over there as a foreigner or as a Cuban and touch one of them. My friend, if you don't get the firing squad, chances are you will starve for death in prison. You understand? That's how they respect their youth, regardless of what kind of life they prepare for them. They keep that one there to the max. You understand? Like I said this afternoon, Jallo, I bet. I came on and a Jamaican committing every kind of crimes, your boss. He picking up 10 to 12 years for it. You understand?
Well, listen, we got to wrap it up.
This put the thing about this white skin, this put it straight here and this thing and thing and thing and thing. We need to cut it out in our judiciary.
Well, listen, I got to wrap it up. I'm out of time. So, yeah, it's 2:30. Got to be moving on. Thank you all for calling in. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered. Visit cineco.ky for your quote today.
For over 50 years.